Hey there. How's it going? This is the Slayer here. Thanks for joining me today. This time I am bringing you another retro showcase. Following my popular video on Kung Lao and Scorpion's devastating combinations in the arcade machines of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, I am now briefly showcasing Mortal Kombat 2 in the arcade. The charm and timeless appeal of these games is amazing. Even now, 31 years since it was released, Mortal Kombat 2 is still fun on an arcade machine and is gradually coming back to retro arcades. As quickly seen in the first few seconds of this video, I am playing this on an arcade 1-up machine bought by a pub and gaming lounge. This arcade machine has Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and a range of Midway games. It is the same machine that I had used to demo Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 in my previous video. Now obviously, like last time, given the size of the machine and its placement, the video is made from an awkward camera angle by placing my phone at the only table next to this machine. However, it still looks alright since it is an external camera view of an arcade machine's TV-like screen, so you can imagine how impressive it was in person from the right angle. But in general on this machine I found that Mortal Kombat 2 looked much better than Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and the AI in 2 was definitely much harder than 3. Not just because 2 did not have the run button or dial and combos introduced in later editions, but overall after a point the AI was a bit cheaper. Many fans agree that Part 2 was tougher than 3, albeit at times the AI in 3 could go crazy as well. But I wonder if the arcade graphics of Part 2 were genuinely better than Part 3 in the original Midway arcade machines back in the 1990s. It is the case on the PC editions for sure, but back in the 90s and on YouTube today, I do see some console ports of Mortal Kombat 3 that look beautiful. But coming back to this game, Mortal Kombat 2, it is a bit unique, and it was quite popular amongst fans in its time. Hardcore fans of the franchise even today consider this as the best and the purest edition of the game in the entire series to date in 2024. This took the same concept from the hit original game from 1992, added better and leaner character models, faster and more fluid movement using the same key sets, more characters, a more diverse range of special moves, better graphics, more stages and stage fatalities. For example, in this version, in addition to his freeze and slide, Sub-Zero also has the ability to freeze the ground in front of you. Liu Kang, in addition to his fireball and flying kick, has a low and jumping fireball and his bicycle kick that I have liberally displayed during this video. On the whole, this game still moves very fast in an arcade machine, so back in its day it would have been phenomenal. However, its mechanics were a bit different for people like me who played a bit of this game and Mortal Kombat 3 on the PC shortly in the 1990s and then primarily grew up with Mortal Kombat 4 as the first game they really played properly, before enjoying a bit of the 3D era in the 2000s and returning to the game for Mortal Kombat 9, 10 and 11 in the 2010s. So personally myself, I prefer the gameplay of Mortal Kombat 4, 10 and 11, occasionally revisit 5 and 9 and have of late developed an appreciation for Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 in the arcades as seen in my other videos. This means I am used to the run button or partially automated and customizable combos along with enhanced special moves and breakers. However, Mortal Kombat 2 is purely for the Mortal Kombat purists. You have to create your own juggle combos and look at what moves and special moves can be chained together. But besides missing the run button and breakers after a point, the AI moves much faster in terms of spamming its special moves with a quicker refresh and walking towards you and throwing you just as you start blocking with enhanced input recognition. For those familiar with the game, there is a way to beat Mortal Kombat 2 in both home ports as well as the arcade machine, and some YouTubers have demonstrated that in recent years along with the tips and tricks. But for me, I know all the tricks from Mortal Kombat 3 onwards, and for this one I just wanted to briefly enjoy the arcade experience rather than try and master it like I did for some other versions. I beat Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 in the arcade, by the way. That is because this game is in a different style to mine. I did come up with some great combos using jump punches, flying kicks, flying fireballs and a few juggle combos, but I could not show everything here as I had to cut a lot of the footage out. The Mortal Kombat 2 AI was hardcore, and if it won it immediately did a fatality or stage fatality, and I did not want to show those here. I did manage to win about 6 to 7 matches in this Mortal Kombat 2 run as well, but by the time it reached Sub-Zero he was almost unplayable. Any other character at that level of fight would have been. But after a few repeats there was a way to beat him, but personally I was more interested in getting back to Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on the same machine, and boy did I do that in style. But on the whole this was still a phenomenal experience, in the arcade at least. The speed, fluidity and input recognition were still phenomenal. After I finished my arcade run, a couple of kids came and started playing Mortal Kombat 2. They were familiar with the franchise and not the game, and didn't realize it was from 1992, as to them it still looked recent. Then when they started playing it they didn't even know the mechanics. I told them a few moves they enjoyed, but even then, despite not being familiar with the game mechanics or series, they had an awesome time and plenty of laughs at how much fun they were having. Some of the moves and special moves still took them by surprise even today. Perhaps we might see a return of the Mortal Kombat arcade scene then. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do let me know your comments and experience, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button